G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. We are going to have a look at installing Windows 10 on a Virtualbox. So, two reasons for this. Had a family member ask for it and a friend. And also the biggest thing for this would be if you are running Linux and you need something in Windows and you've got the resources to run Windows in a Virtualbox, this could help you out. So let's get started on the Virtualbox. So let's open that up first up and create a new disk. Call it Windows 10. Next, back, give it about 8 gigs. I've got 32 gigs of memory, so this will run pretty well for me. That's the best thing, to have a lot of memory if you want to run a Virtualbox, and that can be your best friend. So it's recommended 50 gigs there. I think I'll leave it at that, should be good enough. And let's create that. Go to settings, display, it's up the top, enable 3D, storage, empty. Let's click on choose. Did I click on the right thing there? Choose virtual optical disk. Yep. I'm going to go where my Windows 10 is. Should be here, the 1803, which is the latest one. Bridged adapter, I think, is the best one. And that'll do for now. And let's start that. So I've done quite a few Windows 10 installs, so this shouldn't be any different to what it is on real hardware anyway. English, Australia. And let's go install now. We're not going to activate that, we'll just go next on that one. I don't have a product key yet. We'll go Windows 10 Pro. I accept. Now we'll go Advanced. Now in here, if you've got multiple drives, you can just delete them all and just go in New. So if you're installing on something that's got plenty there, you can just click on them and delete this button here until you get to this bit, and then you can just go New. So let's do that. And it's taken everything it can get, so we'll apply that. And let's go next. This install really shouldn't take long since it's reading off a off an ISO on an NVMe disk, SSD. Now while that's installing, I shall have a look at this here. I'm going to have a look at this gentleman here, Britec 09. If you need anything, if there's anything you need to know about Windows, Britec will certainly probably have it. He's very knowledgeable on Windows. There was a video he had on downloading Windows 10. So let's just do Windows 10 ISO, I think, might find that video. We'll see. 2 years ago, how to download Windows 10 2 months ago. That's probably the one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one. So it's a bit of trickery going on there with Microsoft to download the ISO these days. So I might link that in the show notes below. And if you need a Windows 10 ISO for your computer, then you'll be able to find the download there. So I'll link you to that. So that's actually installed and restarted. So I didn't actually press enter when it said at the start there, press enter to start from CD or DVD. Just let it go. The actual ISO might be still connected. I'm not sure. It seems as though it is. Yes, it is. So I need to unmount that ISO when I get a chance, but that's all right. It's connected to the system anyway, so that's okay. So it's restarted again.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help. A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there.
Right, okay.
You'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd
Okay,
like
let's
to
just
stay
turn the
quiet,
sound down a
just
bit.
select the little microphone icon
Okay.
at the bottom of your screen. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
So you can't even skip that, I believe. You can turn the volume off,
Your
but
region is set to Australia. Is that right?
no, we can turn the volume off. I'll leave the volume on.
Want to stick with that?
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Do you also type with another keyboard layout?
Skip that.
Now we have some important setup to do.
I think Cortana should go back and help Master Chief stay out of trouble, I think, instead of being on a Windows 10 desktop. Okay, so that's where if you wanted to start the installation, you'd press enter there, but we'll just let it bypass that. It's the same as in your computer if you got the DVD in your DVD writer, and
Now let's see what's new from Windows.
we're going to see what's new for Windows. So if you had the BIOS set to automatically boot your DVD, that's exactly what would happen. Press enter to boot from CD or DVD. That's how that works. And once you take it out, it will not boot on the computer startup. So that's how it's simulated on Virtualbox anyway. So we're waiting to see what's new from Windows.
Now, let us know if this computer is owned by your work or school, or if it's yours. We'll set it up accordingly.
Set up for personal use.
Type your email address or phone number, then follow the instructions to sign in. I'll catch up with you once that's done.
You can disable voice control from here. So now it's asking for an email. Now I normally don't put emails in when I do Windows. I normally do an offline account. So that's what we're going to do down here, offline account.
You're about to set up an offline account, but I wanted to make sure you know, Windows works way better with a Microsoft account.
Oh, it works much better with a Microsoft account. No, we don't. Complete your Windows setup by signing in with Microsoft. No.
Type what you want to name your account.
or even better, use an online account. So they just keep throwing that in your face. So, yep, that's me. Okay.
Okay, now type a password for your account. And one more time to make sure we've got it right.
So they're not short of advertising their online account, are they? It's there as well.
Now you can set up 3 security questions to help you reset your password if you forget it. Choose the first question and type your answer.
Or even better, use an online account. Security question. Can't we skip this? No?
You will need to finish entering your security questions
Yeah.
before you can continue.
Alright, I'm going to have to pause while I do this.
Now for the second one. Same drill. Third one's a charm. Choose your last question, type the answer, and you're good to go. Hey, look, that's me, Cortana. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
No.
These are the settings Microsoft recommends.
Yeah,
Go ahead
that's
and review them and
turn
select
all of
Accept
them
when
off.
you're ready.
We'll turn all those off. So that's speech recognition, find my device. Windows won't be able to help you keep track of your device if you lose it, so I don't know. That's probably okay for a laptop, but for a big whopping desktop, that's not going to be much help, is it? Location, diagnostic data, tailored experiences, add ID. Just turn all those off if you're worried about your security. I normally do that.
Almost done now. We just need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours.
Oh, Cortana's going to do some polishing up. Okay, so it looks like we have installed Windows 10. We shall close that. Now I'm going to install the guest editions in here. That should work no problem, I would have thought. Okay, so that's guest editions installed. So what we're going to do is shut down. But just take the storage out of there. Just well, it's been removed by the guest editions anyway, so let's empty that out. And let's start that back up. Still haven't got full screen, have we? Probably haven't checked that off yet, I don't think. There we go, full screen. Okay. So the first thing we want to do with Windows 10 is we want to go to, now I've got to remember now, settings first. Why isn't that typing? So I have keyboard to log in. There we go. Don't know what was happening there. Settings. We need accounts. So local account administrator, that's what we got there. So we need to add another account. Add someone else to this PC. I don't have this person's sign-in information because they want you to put the email there. And then they want you to put an email again. We're just going to add a user without a Microsoft account. And this username will be admin. Give it a password. Okay, so we've got an admin account, which is a local account. So what we need to do now is go back to settings, go back to accounts again. Well, I could have done that here, sorry. Change account type, and we want that as an administrator, and OK. Rightio. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change users. That's this one here. So we're going to sign out of Colin. And we're going to sign in as admin. Okay, so that's signed in with admin account. So what we want to do now is we want to go back to settings. Settings, press enter. Go back to accounts. Now, the column one is administrator, so we want to change that account type to standard user. Click OK. Now we are a local account and a standard user. So what we can do now is sign out of there. And then we can sign back into Colin as a standard user. So what that effectively means is, now let me see if I can get a hold of my network drive on here. I don't know if I can, should be able to. Yeah, turn it on. Turn on network discovery, yep, do that. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. So anything you do now, under a standard user with an admin account, you need to put your password in. So people just can't go installing stuff on your Windows system unless you put a password in. So if I was to install a program with a .exe file, it would ask me the same thing for that password, and that's what it would do. So I believe that makes your Windows system more secure, and it's a little bit like running very similar way to the way that Linux runs, and with that extra layer of security. And then what we can do is go to Control Panel. Oh, that wasn't Control Panel, was it? Or I've got to get used to Windows 10. I don't know whether it's the search on this is not the best at all on Windows 10. Let's go to large icons. I prefer better. And what was I going to do? Yes, Windows Defender. Was that Windows Defender Firewall? Must be Defender, is it? Or it's not in here anymore. Maybe it's not in here anymore. And I used to be in there. Windows Defender settings. No action needed. So firewall and network protection, no action needed. Account protection, sign into Microsoft for enhanced security. Okay, so that's good enough for me. That's how I set up a lot of Windows machines with the Windows Defender now. I don't bother using third-party antivirus. All they do these days is just give annoying pop-ups. Maybe for the young ones anyway, for people who can afford it, you know, you can use some antiviruses. I don't know what the best ones are these days. I haven't been around Windows for a while, but you've got Avast, you've got Avira, AVG. They're some of the better ones I've heard about before. So anyway, that is Windows 10 all set up. Normally if I'm running on a Virtualbox, I normally turn the internet off and I don't use updates. Depends what you're using it for, but really if you want to use it as a Virtualbox, you want to be connected to the internet to install applications that you may need. But if you're using it just to use one or two applications, install them and then turn your internet off, and then it saves it updating and causing all sorts of problems. So this thing here will not be, you can't change your wallpaper because of it's not activated. And it'll probably tell you that there in the control panel somewhere, I believe. If we go to System, Windows is not activated. I don't believe it's picked that up yet because it'll probably come down with a build number or something down in the corner, bottom right hand corner. So it hasn't done that yet. But if that does happen and you want to set a new wallpaper, you can't do it in the settings. But if you was to right click an image in your file manager, if you went to pictures and you had some pictures in there and you right click a picture, and then you would just go, let's have a look. There's no pictures in there. So you'd right click and set as wallpaper and do it that way. That's the way around it. So that is Windows 10 install. I'm going to be making another video on how to install applications, and I'll show you how to do that through a program I know called Chocolatey, and I'll take you through that. So hope you enjoyed the video of installing Windows 10. Hope it helps somebody out, anyone that needs information, and I'll leave you a link to the Windows 10 download video from Britec. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.